All right, Vinny, we're live, man. We are live. We're live in a couple of different groups. We're live here. We got the recording going on and the whole entire thing. So, anyone and everyone that's watching this
Awesome.
video, I just want to say welcome. This is going to be also broadcasted on the Top Listing Agent Show. So, welcome to the Top Listing Agent Show. I'm very, 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 I always like to say this. I'm very, 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 very excited to have my next guest. But this one right here is an extra excitement for me because, Vinny's not only a friend, but to me, he's a brother and he is a mentor and someone that has been instrumental in my being able to achieve the success that I've achieved over the course of the last 20 years. And we've shared them with you before on the Top Listing Agent Show. And there's no better person for me to bring on and have a conversation with today, than Vinny because he's been, through a couple of market shifts where he actually thrived, just like all of us. We all had our hiccups and stuff like that and there's no one better to share with you how to recession-proof your business, how to market-proof your business than Vinny. So, Vinny, that was my little introduction of you. Tell the world who you are, what do you do, and how amazing you really are.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And you're right, brothers, we are. When I started in the business 20 years ago is when I met Chadi, and we actually started masterminding 20 years ago. So I'm a 20-year veteran in the industry. I started kind of doing things backwards. I started investing, doing flips about 27 years ago, and then ended up getting in the business at a default because originally I wanted to be an FBI agent. I had my vision, my dream of what I wanted to do. But when the crash hit me then, and it wasn't the market crash, it was I was going through the background with the Secret Service, getting ready to get hired, and the feds put a freeze on all hiring. And guess what happened? Now I had to shift. I had to adjust. I had to make a change. And at that time, that's what I thought I wanted to do because of the amount of money that the feds made. And that's what I studied for. And I ended up, because I had a flip property that wasn't selling, I ended up having to go into the streets of Compton on 134th and Wilmington to door knock and tell people about this investment property that I have that I wanted to sell. Well, at that time, I wasn't even in sales. And I ended up selling the house 30 minutes into the doors. And I thought, oh my God, this is that easy. And this has been amazing for me. That's how I jumped into the business and decided, you know what, I'm going to change into this. And I got into it, and I think it's been phenomenal. And surrounding myself with like Chadi and all the people that we created that huge mastermind 20 years ago was amazing, and having that kind of support. So thank you, Chadi.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. And you know what? I want to talk about that for a second, bro, because I think it's something that we should also talk about today. That mastermind, like every single person that was part of the mastermind made
Yeah.
it. And
Yes.
I believe
Yes.
that the reason we made it is because of the mastermind, of the community that we built together, about the brotherhood that we built together, about the hard
That's right.
conversations. You getting in my face, me getting in your face and saying, no, I am buying into that shit. You're greater than that. You're better than that. And go out there and do this and go out there and do that. That's what made
Yes.
us. Okay. So,
Absolutely.
and right now being, being in the time that we are in, that's what's going to get us through it. It's the community that we belong to, the mastermind that we belong to, the conversations that we're having, the kind of conversations that we're having, the people we're having these conversations with, etc. And so anything you want to share about mastermind or community and how important that is right now?
100% bullseye. You hit it right on the nose. And it's that helped you, that helped me, that helped that group of people. All those guys that were in that mastermind 20 years ago, they're all doing phenomenally well. They've done very well for themselves in business and in life. And it's because of that 4:30 in the morning call of, hey, Chadi, get up, go to the gym. What are you committed to today? And then that 12 o'clock check-in at noon. Hey, what did you do? How did you perform? What are you committed to by the end of the day? And so it was that accountability, those check-ins, that helped us grow and push us beyond our norm. And like you said, we would get in each other's faces and say, no, 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 stop being a little candy, but I use other words. You got to get your shit together and go out there and push. Today is just another day. Don't fall into that slump. And we would push each other. And I remember you were talking about, oh, it would be a great idea to write a book. And I got you to write a book in 30 days.
That's right. That's right. Remember that little book, and then yeah, I still got that. We need to Yeah, that was you're absolutely right. That was one thing, and another thing that we talked, like everything that we talked about, if it wasn't for us pushing each other to it, chances are it probably would have never came to fruition. So, Vinny, now we're going to get
Yep.
into some very serious conversations, and I think you're an expert at having some of these conversations. You're a leader in the community. I think you're a leader in the real estate world, and you're definitely a man that comes from a place of contribution and 20 years experience and having gone through different market shifts and surviving them and thriving them and different sides of the spectrum of the real estate industry, from the lending side to the investment side, the developing side, and all that stuff, and your big network. I think there's one word that I want to begin with today, and I think
Okay.
the word is fear. Fear. Look, this thing came about us, okay, and it just came. It dropped. It's like, okay,
Yep.
you can't show homes. You can't go on, in some people's mind, it was like the end of the world for them. And there's a lot of people that are experiencing fear. And what I want to do today is I want to help people, go from, fearful to becoming fearless. So what can you say about that word fear and how to overcome that fear right now?
Well, I think that this is a big awakening for us because you got to think we've had social media, we've had all these platforms for years now, yet we've refused to use them 100% with our business and helping and getting out there. And so this is forcing people right now. That fear better drive you to take immediate action to use all platforms to market yourself, your business, and to be able to make a difference for people out in the community. Because if you're not adapting now, you're going to spiral down and you're going to lose everything. And this isn't what we're here for. That's why we're doing these things, to help you get it together, put you in line, give you the systems, help you put this all together. So fear is just something that messes with people. And the way you respond to what you're going to do next is going to change everything in your life, or you're just going to go down like everyone else. And I don't want to see people go down like that, this is the second one today that I'm doing. And I want to do as many of these as you're doing. You were telling me you're doing like 13 in the next couple of days. So we want to help as many people as we can conquer that fear and become, like you said, fearless. And it's little shifts, little changes and adjustments that we can help you do.
As you say that, basically it's not the fear itself. It's your response to the fear, because fear is there right now. For some people it's a little fear. For some people it's a major fear, and it's your response
Right.
to the fear that is going to dictate where you land 90 days, 9 months from now. So if anything,
Right.
use it to your advantage. Use it to your advantage. So now I want to expand a little bit on that, and maybe you could too, because it's something that we all did when we were in the mastermind. Because I'm sure we've all experienced fear before, and we will most likely experience it again in the future, but we deal with it differently. And I think the opposite of fear is certainty.
Right.
Okay. And, so it's like, all the way up until this hit, there were people out there that would, read their goals every once in a while, read their vision every once in a while. And, it's their goals and their visions that gave them certainty and hope, for the future. But then again, the moment that, we began to experience whatever it is that we're experiencing right now, we stopped reading our goals. It's like our goal just became
Right.
survival. Okay.
Right.
We stopped thinking about, our vision of the future, etc. Okay. And, somebody I interviewed a little bit ago, Jim Remley, an amazing man, he said this. He said, hey, forget about your 2020 plan right now. Okay. Forget about your 1 year vision right now. You need to have a 90-day vision right now. Okay. Anything, are you relaying the same message to the people that you lead? I mean, what do you think about that? What are your thoughts about that?
I agree. I agree. And here's the thing, and this is something my wife said this morning. She said, wow, because I got up earlier today, and she said, it sounds and looks and seems like you're working harder now than you've ever worked. I said, yes, because I have to make the adjustments immediately, not down the line, not think about it and figure out. Like, you better figure shit out right now. And you got to really analyze and figure out what's happening. What do I do? What do I change? How can I adjust? What do I have to implement right now? And we know that implementing massive action always works. But you have to have strategy. Now more than ever, you have to be on your schedule. Now more than ever, you have to call more people than you normally call. Now you have to use social media. Now you have to use Instagram to put your listings out there, to put your posts out there, to put information out there and be the resource to all your clients, your community, so that they can come forward and still produce business. Because look, in this market or any market, people are going to have to sell. Job transfers, people dying, unfortunately, people moving out of state, retirements. It's always going to exist regardless of the market. It just happens to be that right now it's another level of fear, because you got to remember, people have always had fear, Chadi. When we started, we're like, because we had the support, we were able to push through that. And the fear may last an hour, a couple hours, a day, but it would never last beyond that next call when we said, shake it off, let's go, let's push forward, because of the support we had.
Yep, 100%. So, Vinny, so support. We talked about the vision. We talked about we still got a job to do, waking up early, doing all that crazy stuff. If we could, or better yet, here's another question. What can we expect out of all of this?
What can we expect out of all of this is for us to, you don't have to reinvent anything. It's going back to the basics and implementing that strategy. Going back to the basics is what I did in the last market. When it crashed, again, I said, I got to work harder. I got to strategize. Who am I going after? What's going on? Well, I always track the market on a regular basis, and I was seeing the movement of what was happening, and it was going from a seller's market slowly to becoming a buyer's market. And when that occurs, you have to be on top of that. You can't wait 3 months to hear from the news. You got to know yourself when that is happening, and you don't have to wait till later to make the shift. You make the shift as it's adjusting. What's that going to cause? More inventory. Then you shift and start working with more buyers than you normally would if you're a listing agent.
Yeah.
So yeah, massive change.
Okay, so basically massive change. Okay, do you think there's going to be agents that are going to fall out of the business as a result of whatever market shift we're about to experience?
Unfortunately, yeah. Remember that in the last market there was like 1.4 million realtors across the nation, and it went down to 900,000. That's a huge drop. Same thing's going to happen again, because you got to think of this. All these restaurants and businesses that are shutting down right now, a lot of those are not going to be able to survive and reopen. A lot of them are going to have to shut down completely, because just like people in life, they were surviving on a week-to-week basis. And so a lot of those are done. Unfortunately, people are going to lose their houses. We're going to see more REO. We're going to see more short sales. We're going to see a lot of different things, loan modifications. All that's going to come back. All of that's going to happen. It's unfortunate, but you better be prepared to go with that shift.
Good. So how do we prepare for that?
So you have to have a stricter schedule. You got to start getting up earlier. You got to start following your schedule with prospecting more, following up more, sending out different messages, whether it's Lions Desk, social media, calling past clients, fear, talking to your neighbors. Like, you're going to have to make more calls than you've ever made. If you were calling 30 people, 30 contacts a day, now you're going to go to 100. Now you're going to go to 75. Whatever it is for you, you're going to have to double that, because what we're expecting to see, and this is what good agents have been waiting for, is this kind of market. What happens is it weeds out a lot of agents that didn't know the industry and don't know the business, and it allows us to do our job easier. So this is the market that we thrive on, but you have to make the changes.
Okay, so Vinny, you're touching up on some very important things right here. Obviously, there are a lot of changes that we need to make. One of them is, obviously you got to be a little bit more strict about schedule. So I'm writing that right now.
Yep.
Okay, schedule. Guess what? Most people don't have a schedule.
Right.
They have an appointment book. If they have an appointment, they will go out there on their appointment, but they don't have a schedule. Can we help people create what would be a good schedule that they need to follow right now? Can we do that, me and you together? Can we do that, me and you together right now? Okay. So I'll begin. I think number one, and I know, and I'm sick and tired. I'm like totally sick and tired of talking about this, but it's critically important. People gotta get it so we can stop talking about it. Is you gotta get your morning routine in order. Yes or no?
Right. Correct. Correct. 100%. So if you were getting up at 6, now you better get up at 5:30.
Okay, give yourself that extra 30 minutes.
Right. If you were not working out, go clear your mind, go for a walk, go for a jog, start doing some kind of routine. After that, you're going to start doing listening. You're not going to listen to the news. You're not going to listen to the radio. You're going to start listening to good stuff. Motivational, inspiring audio, books, YouTube, whatever. It's all free. When
Podcast,
Chadi
Top
and I
Listing Agent
were
Show podcast. There
right,
you go.
absolutely, yes. So you and I had to buy that stuff back in the days,
Remember
and it
that?
started coming in. And I remember you shared a lot of stuff
Yeah.
with me. But we used to have to buy Tony Robbins videos. We used to have to buy all that. We didn't have YouTube 20 years ago, so we had to share and be resourced to help each other, and that's what we used to do. So after that, you have to start your morning earlier to make your calls. And you got to get rid of that voice that's going to stop you about, oh, this is too early to call people. I don't know if it's a good idea. People are going to get pissed. It's okay, because there are people that are like you that need your help earlier than normal. And they're going to be excited to hear from you at 7 in the morning or 7:30 in the morning. When everyone else starts calling at 9, you're 2 hours ahead of them, an hour and a half ahead of them. That's going to be the difference. You have to get out of the box.
Okay, so basically, so morning routine, control what you listen to. Don't go to the news every single morning. Go to a podcast, right. Go to YouTube, go to Audible, CDs, whatever. Just feed yourself positive messages, and then start calling a little bit earlier. So I think legally they say right. 8 a.m. or whatever. If somebody wants to break the rules, let them break the rules. That's totally on them. We're not giving legal advice. So basically,
of course not.
Get on the phones, earlier. Now, realistically speaking, how many contacts should become a minimum standard for someone that not only wants to survive the business, but wants to thrive in the business? Realistically speaking, what is the minimum? Like, what are you telling your team? You're a leader to many. What are you telling these people? Like, here's how many, do 100 if you can, but here's the minimum standard every single day, no matter what. Right. What should that number be?
So if you can shoot for 100, that would be ideal. But the reality is, most people now maybe call 20, maybe call 25. But if they hit 50, they're already doubling what they used to do. And doubling is better. Anything, if you can double or triple what you used to do, that would be ideal. That's what we would like to get people to do. If you don't do any, and we can get you to do 50, look, it takes about 12 to 15 contacts per hour. That's 3 hours or 4 hours on the phones. Call people you know, get comfortable with that first, and then start calling people you don't know.
Got it. Okay,
that's what I think.
So basically you're saying if you can get yourself to 50 contacts a day, that should take you 3 to 4 hours maximum, especially if you're utilizing technology like, the Mojo dialer or, whatever, Red X dialer or, Vortex or whatever.
Whatever dialers,
then
exactly.
Then you can still average over 10 contacts per hour if you're using a dialer.
Absolutely. And even if they don't have a dialer, keep in mind, back in the days before we had dialers, like I would run out of numbers to call. And then I would say, you know what, if I know that a certain prefix in the city of Whittier, the phone number start with 562-696, I would start with 562-696-0001, 0002, 0003. And I would just keep going and write them down so I knew where I was at. If I set an appointment, I knew what that phone number was because I'm jotting them down who I'm calling next. And you don't need to have their address. You can ask for it when you're talking to them. You're going to talk to non-owner occupieds. You're going to talk to absentee owners, multiple property owners, do not call lists. You're going to call a bunch. Some may get upset, but you just apologize and tell them, it was accidentally dialed the wrong number. You don't know who it is, who's going to answer anyways.
Right. So, Vinny, in listening to you and having this conversation with you, the one thing that's showing up in my mind is this, okay? You either want it or you don't. You either want it or you don't. Okay.
Right.
And basically the conversation that we're having today, we're having it specifically with the person that says, damn it, who I am is someone that's meant for greatness. Someone that can do this. Someone that can win in spite of anything you put in front of me. You put a brick wall in front of me, I'm going to knock that sucker down like this. And I'm going to protect my family and I'm going to build a great future and I'm going to take care of my community and I'm going to lead everyone to greatness. That's the person that we're talking to. That's the person that does whatever it takes. So I'm personally telling you at the same time, if it's going to take 50 contacts, then you got to make 50 contacts. If you have a high level of skill set, okay, which you're definitely going to need right now, then it may take you 20 contacts to do what it would take someone 50 contacts to do. So
correct.
Yes, in the beginning, what I want you to do is I want you to focus on increasing your number of contacts. And at the same time, what I'm personally saying is you got to commit that 30 minutes to 60 minutes every single day, sharpening that axe. Because it's not just a numbers game, it's how you play the game at the same time. And we're all
Right.
about skills of influence. You've been through NLP training, from way back then.
Correct.
I teach NLP, all across the country. So
Right.
how important are skills right now, Vinny?
100%. And you have to add into that 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes in the afternoon of practicing. 30 minutes in the morning to practice the scripts you're going to use on the calls, and then 30 minutes in the afternoon to practice your listing presentation so you can master it. Learn to ask the right questions and guide people in the conversation the right way to be able to get that end result, to be able to help them.
Got it. And let's be a little bit specific here on skills, because I definitely want people to totally get this. It's not just the script is a great foundation, but it's about being human. It's not just about reading a couple of questions. And you and I both know, Vinny, that a lot of times, 9 out of 10 times, you ask a seller a question and they give you an answer that has nothing to do with the question that you just asked, and now you're asking the next question thinking that you just got through the script when in reality you didn't. You gotta understand the sales process. Okay, so let's walk everyone through the sales process. I think step number 1 is assuming the sale. The sale's got to take place in your mind before it can take place in the physical universe. Step number 2 is you gotta get very good at building rapport and connecting with people, especially right now.
Right.
Okay, always been important, but right now more important than ever. The reason being is people are experiencing the same emotions they used to experience before, but at a higher level right now. And we got to be the calming voice. We got to be, the calming force. We got to be empathetic. We got to be honest. And we got to lead people. And people ain't gonna allow you to lead them until they can feel like they like you, trust you, and or respect you, or see you as the person of authority in order to lead them. And then listing presentation.
Right. And so remember that people take scripts as something you're reading. But if you practice every single day and you master them, it becomes a conversation. And I promise you, when I ask people that script, and when I go through it, people have no idea it's a script, because I've mastered it of 7 years, 8 years of nonstop practice every single day, 5 hours a week, 20 hours a month. Add that over a year. That's 100 hours of practice a year. Over the years, 800 hours. You just practiced more than several people in their entire career. So when you say you have to read it, you don't have to read anything when you master it and know it, and you can change it around what the conversation is. And now you can pay attention to what the people are saying, like you said, because it's key to understand and put yourself in their shoes, in what their needs and their wants are.
Right.
And you're only able to do that when you know the scripts.
Right. And then, our mutual friend, Greg Harrelson, who we're going to have on here, I believe Monday or Tuesday as well, too. He said the following. He said, number 1, you got to memorize the script. Number 2, you internalize the script. And then he said, most people forget about step number 3. Then you personalize the script.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then, it takes practice. And here's what I always, tell every single person. He or she, that sweats more in practice bleeds less in battle.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Our other mentor said this: you play at the level that you practice.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And going back to, you're going to have Greg Harrelson. That is huge, because let me tell you, people out there that don't know who Greg Harrelson is, guys, he's the ninja in real estate. This guy is a master of masters. I remember back in 2000, I think it might have been 2005, he did a 90-day challenge of who could take the most listings. And there were thousands of agents competing. And he won it. In 90 days, he took 90 listings, guys. And this was 12 years ago. The guy is a beast, absolute beast. So, wow, what an honor for you to have this guy.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He's amazing. Super excited about that. All right, so if we speak about in the state of California right now, they're saying you can't show property right now. You can't, do open houses right now. What are some things
Right.
that, people can do right now until we're released to go back to work? What should people be doing?
So people should be marketing their properties online, on social media, on text blast, on emails, ways that you never did before. Now you have to shift to open houses, doing virtual open houses. You're going to go through that house, and you better have a good camera where people can navigate and see the roof, the ceiling, the floors, everything. And that when you do that, you can post it. People don't have to go to the house, and now they can fall in love with the house online, and you'll get more hits that way than waiting for someone to come to a house, especially right now where it ain't going to happen.
Right.
So those are the different activities that you have to do. You have to adjust to what's happening with not being able to do those things. And that, I think it's huge, using social medias, YouTube, you create your channel, all kinds of different things that you can do that can help.
Right, and you know what, Vinny, I was talking to Jim Remley earlier, and he's just amazing. And a lot of people throw out the term virtual open house, but a lot of people don't really understand it. So what we did is he shared specific scripts and specific tools and specific ways on how to conduct a virtual open house right now. And if anybody wants that training, we will be posting that video tomorrow at tlashow.com. tlashow.com. And if you're subscribed to the podcast, Top Listing Agent Show, we will be releasing it there as well too. So make sure you connect with us there so you can get like specific step-by-step, word-by-word training on how to do that. So basically what you're saying, Vinny, is
Nice.
utilize the heck out of the internet right now, because guess what?
Yep.
Everyone is on the internet. You and I are on the internet right now. I've been on the internet since
Yep.
7 a.m. this morning, but I'm not on the
Yep.
internet to consume the news and what is happening out in the world. I'm using the internet to help people, stay in front of my people, and to connect with people and lead people and make a difference, for the people that want to consume this kind of message, just like you have been all morning as well too. So utilize the heck out of the internet is one. What else? Should people should be connected with their past clients, their centers of influence, their neighbors.
Well, talk to everyone. This is the opportunity, guys. I see the opportunity to bring community together. Get closer to your neighbors in regards to their needs, helping them. Like, I have elderly neighbors, and I've been making sure that if they need an errand run, that I go, or my kids go, or we run to the store and get them whatever they need, or refill their prescription. Like, now's the time more than ever to help. And we're not doing it for any other reason other than to help each other. And we should always do that. And when you come from a place of being of service to help and make a difference in someone's life, that will go a long way forever. So I see it as an opportunity to enlarge your community, open up your tribe, and bring more people into it to be able to help, be a source of information. You got to reach out to your friends, family, ex-coworkers, people you used to play Little League with, even though your kids were older, but that was 10 years ago. Reach back out to them and say, hey, just checking on you. I was thinking about you guys and wanted to check in. Are you guys okay? How are the kids? And it's a time to catch up, and not only to catch up, but to reconnect. And now you're bringing them back in to be able to help and involve more people. Ask them if they know someone that you can help or needs help or has questions or concerns. Now's the time to share also information that the banks are being helpful with people's mortgage payments. A lot of people are going out of work. Banks are doing forbearance. They're putting payments on the back end if you can't make the payments. If you can show that you are being affected by this coronavirus thing, they will be fair. They're not going to charge you penalties. They're not going to ding your credit. They're going to put your payments on a month-by-month basis on the back. Well, guess what? That would be a good reason to call people and start offering them that you're telling people, spreading the word. Maybe they call the company that they make the car payment to, maybe their rental property, whatever it is, because everyone's going to be affected, but everyone is being flexible.
Okay. So basically what you're saying in different words is be a resource to your community right now.
100%. 100%. You have to more than ever now. Don't push the sale. Be a resource. Then people will say, I was thinking about refinancing because I heard the rates are low. Or you say, hey, by the way, the rates are still low. They're still good. Are you interested in maybe pulling some reserve cash? Are you interested in doing this? Are you interested in doing that? You can help people in a variety of different ways, but you have to be the source of information, and it has to be good information that's valuable to them.
Awesome, awesome. And I think a lot of people can get good information by just following you and following the people in our world that we're connected with on social media, etc.
Yes.
Another question that's been coming up a lot, and I think leaders right now are being challenged. Okay, I think leaders are being revealed right now as to whether they are leaders or they're just people that just had the title. Okay, and I think leaders are brokers and managers of specific offices, and a lot of like agents are saying, my broker ain't doing nothing to get us through this right now. And we're not going to single out any brokers or anything like that because, you and I are connected to a lot of amazing brokers. So my
Right.
question is, what do you think brokers should be doing right now to help their agents through this time?
I think they need to be having conversations like this with their agents every day. They need to be on top of having meetings every morning. Hey, this is the plan. This is the goal. What are you committed to? Just like we used to have those conversations. It's no different. But they have to be more involved in what's happening, what's going on with the changes, not scaring people, inspiring them to take action. If your broker was to have a call every morning right now during these times, I promise you would be on it, and you're going to share and role play and do different things, whatever it's going to do to inspire you to take action and get out there and hit the pavement running. So you're going to have more of these conversations. The brokers have to adjust to marketing online and the changes that we're doing. So if the brokers are not, those are going to be the offices like the ones we saw in the last crash. They ran, they bailed.
Right.
They had to shut down.
Right.
They couldn't get any sales or people couldn't perform.
Right. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to publicly challenge every single manager and every single broker to do their part. There's got to be, it could be a 5-minute meeting every single day. It could be you just
Right.
going through your roster and grabbing your phone and just saying, hey, Vinny, thinking about you. Anything I can help you with right now? It could be just as simple as that. It could be an email
Right.
blast every single day. So I think right now the
Yes.
broker and the manager is got to communicate, with their agents more often. Vinny, I'll tell you what I did. Okay,
Yep.
I'm not a broker. I'm not a manager right now. I'm a real estate coach, and I coach people from all over the country. When I saw this
Right.
happening, I said, "This is not the time for me to generate new business." Okay,
Right.
I want new business, but this is the time for me to step up as a leader and help the people who have already invested in my training, and the people who are trusting me to lead them. And I basically said, okay, so we usually do our trainings on this day and this day and this day. I said, but from now on, I'm open 24/7. 24/7. Okay, whatever you need, here's access to my calendar, in real time. This is my cell phone number. I'm not hiding behind a website and an email. This is my cell phone number. You call me, you text me, you Facebook message me. This is what every broker, every manager, and every single person should be doing in their community right now, is being there for the people, because all your goals and all your dreams are connected to the people. And if
Right.
you ain't taking care of the people ain't going to take care of you.
And you have to also consider that even though they're leaders and people rely on their guidance, a lot of them are in major fear right now, guys. And maybe they need that adjustment of, oh my God, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? What do I need to do? A lot of them don't know what to do. Some of them became brokers over the last 10 years, which is less than when the market crashed. So some of them have never been through this. They don't know how to guide you if they've never been through it. Trust me, there are a lot of people that become brokers after a year of being in the business, but they haven't experienced enough to know how to adapt, how to change, what to do. And that's where you and I are reaching out to help and impact those people.
That's right. That's right. So, Vinny, pose for a picture. Give me that big smile, baby. There you go. All right. So, Recession proved the business. Let's just recap real quickly. So, number one, let's do this, me and you. Number one is get your mind right.
Correct.
Okay.
Mindset, 100%.
Okay. So, number one, get
positive
your
affirmations, all that stuff.
Right. Number two, get your schedule right.
100%.
Okay.
It has to be on hit.
Okay. Number three, get your lead gen on. Get your lead gen right.
Yep. More now than ever.
Okay. Number four, get your skill right.
Yep.
Okay.
Always be growing, always be practicing.
Okay. Now watch this, Vinny. We didn't tell anybody anything they don't already know. So basically, all we're saying is get your shit together and do your freaking damn job. There's no
100%.
substitution for your work ethic. Okay, so and I was talking to another top producer a couple of days ago, and this person does hundreds of transactions a year, and here's what he said to me. He said to me, "It's still the same plan. All we did was change the approach.
Right.
Still waking up every day, still going through my morning routine every single day, still showing up to work at 8 a.m. Still doing a role play every single day. Still doing my prospecting every single day. I'm just having a different conversation."
Right. Right.
That's all it is.
Absolutely.
Anything you want to add to that? Did I miss anything?
No, I think it's key. It's just spot on. It's just, here's the difference. And you're going to hear from top producing agents, people who've been in the business for a while, they're doing successfully at a high level, is that has been a normal routine for them forever. They never stopped. The difference between them and everyone else is they do that just like they brush their teeth and take a shower every day. They don't think about it. They don't question it. They do it every day, whether they feel like it or don't feel like it. People who are doing at a high level make that part of their $1 million routine.
Absolutely, 100%. All right, so Vinny, if anybody wanted to get a hold of you, if anybody wanted to reach out to you, if anybody wanted to send you a referral, connect with you, become part of your team, etc., what's the best way for people to get a hold of you and connect with you?
So they can reach out to me at 562-824-8840. I'm always accessible by text. If you want to be part of a group, a mastermind like this, I created a Facebook page in this time just a few days ago because I want to constantly be keeping people informed. I want to let you know, give you good tips and stuff like that. It's called Dream Life Creators. Dream Life Creators. It's on Facebook. Join us, and I'm there to help and serve and help you all get through this. We all need the help.
Thank you very much, Vinny. Any final words of wisdom?
Final words of wisdom. Don't be afraid. Shake it off. Do something about what you're going to do next, because you can either be stuck in that fear or you can take massive action right now, because either one of them, whatever you choose to do, is going to affect your life one way or the other. You might as well design it the way you want.
It's a choice.
Yes.
It's a choice.
Yes.
And, for everyone that's watching this video, anyone that's, listening to it on a podcast or wherever we're broadcasting, I just want to let you know that I am going to take this conversation and the collection of everything I learned from the 13, 14, 15 interviews that I'm doing over the course of the next couple of days. And I'm going to be sharing a training on that you can have access to. And the best place to register for that is to simply go to realestatesuccessmastery.com. So realestatesuccessmastery.com is where I'm going to reveal to you, in very specific details, how to recession-proof your business, how to market-proof your business, and how to make it no matter what. So see you on there. Vinny, thank you very much, brother. I love you, man. We got to get together, once the social distancing is done. Until then, we'll stay connected virtually. I so appreciate you.